Sabrina's mink coat transformed into a throw. Hi, my next project is going to be this short-waisted mink coat. The customer decided that she would like to use the inside of her lining for the backing. It's going to be a relatively small throw. The fur itself feels like it might have some dry spots in it, especially up in the shoulder area. So we'll see. There's some balding going on over here too. We'll see what we can come up with. So let's get started. So let's start by removing the lining, removing the pockets, opening up the side seams, here removing the collar, then onto the sleeves, and there it is all cut out. Here's a red spot I had to remove. Working on replacing the armhole, made the template. Now I'm adding coal tape all the way around both the sleeve and the fur coat area, and this helps support the stitches when I go to sew them together. After I made the registration marks, I pin it all together, and then I bring it to the fur machine. Now I'm going to be squaring off the fur throw. As you can see, I still have the tops of the sleeve areas, which are going to have to be trimmed off. I'm using all the lines to make sure that I get a nice straight line across the top, the bottom, and all around the sides. Once all the measurements are complete, then it's time to cut off the excess fur. Here I flip the fur around. I'm going to add pins to stabilize it so it does not shift, because I want to make sure that I have a perfectly straight line across the top of the fur and the sides. To help with this cutting process, I'm also adding coal tape across the line that I just drew to make sure that I have a nice straight cut on that edge. All the excess fur will be used for the borders. Once the borders are auditioned, put into place, I am then going to take all those pieces and sew them on the fur machine to attach them. Here I'm numbering them so I make sure that when I go to sew them together that I put them in the right order. Once they're sewn together, I clip them to the fur and I sew the whole thing out. The next step would be to add the lining, but we had some damage to the lining, and I'm going to measure to know exactly how much lining we need. So it measured out 44 by 51 inches. And here you're going to see some examples of the damage that occurred to the original lining. We chose a chocolate brown lining instead. Come visit us at dinahsquilts.com.